Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now live at 4 on this Thursday. A lot of kind of tired people today.
The storms last night were something. I thought about you. How did the dogs do?
They're fine. Lola's to the age now where she doesn't really hear the thunder anymore.
Oh, so there's a blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise.
But boy, what a difference some clouds make, temperature-wise.
Really, yeah, we didn't get into the 90s, but it's still kind of warm and muggy out there. So if you're heading down to see Madison Country at the Monona Terrace this evening, the concert's on, but it's going inside. It's not going to be on the rooftop. So just for a safety precaution there.
Good to know. And also, we want to let you know later this hour, we're going to be taking your calls for Dr. Zorba Pastor, so be thinking about that as well. But
first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. The acting Department of Homeland Security Secretary is answering questions from lawmakers today about the crisis at the U.S.-Mexican border.
A U.S. Navy veteran and Beloit College alumnus is walking across America to raise awareness for veteran suicide and homelessness. We'll hear from him.
And the Dane County Fair starts today. How authorities are raising the security levels following the shooting at Shake the Lake.
Let's take a look outside today. As we were saying, enough clouds cooled things off a little bit, kept temperatures bearable.
Yeah, it's still kind of muggy out there, though. Let's take a look outside. Corn is finally catching up with some precipitation and the warmth. Peak of the heat coming tomorrow. Dana Fulton's in the backyard. I guess those storms this morning were a blessing in disguise.
They really were. I know a few folks getting woken up by the lightning early in the day, and then, of course, the rain holding on just longer than initially planned, but that was good news for afternoon highs. Helped stay a little lower than that initial forecast. And now we do have a few clouds building back on in. Overnight, we're looking at the chance for some showers and thunderstorms, mainly north of Madison, but our Doppler track staying dry for this afternoon and this evening for much of southern Wisconsin. About 84 currently in Madison, about 82, though. Camp Douglas, 85 in Monroe. Again, that's a little closer to average than where we've been the last few days. Still pretty muggy outside, though, and compared to this time yesterday is a little bit of a drop in our temperatures for most of the area. I will stay in the 80s for the next few hours, and then overnight lows, of course, falling through the 70s. We'll be in the mid-70s to start off the day tomorrow, and then in the afternoon, Friday is certainly going to be the hottest day of the week and likely the hottest day of the year. We'll look at what's ahead in just a few minutes. Right now on our roads, there were a few shoulders blocked down on the southeast corner of Dane County. Things seem to be going fairly smoothly, though, along 39 and 90. The Beltline, not too bad at this time, and looking around Middleton and up into Wanakee, fairly smooth currently as well. About 27 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline, and from Sauk City to Middleton will take you about 17 minutes, and then from Sunbury to downtown should be a quick 15-minute commute for you this evening. So enjoy this evening if you can, because again, tomorrow certainly going to be quite hot outside as we wrap up the work week.
And no showers to cool us off tomorrow?
Yeah, no showers unfortunately for tomorrow. The rain coming through tonight, just not enough to really curb off the temperatures.
Some more moisture in the air. That's just what we need. All right, Dana, thank you.
Thank you, Dana. We begin today in Washington, where President Trump says a U.S. Navy ship shot down an Iranian drone. The president says the USS Boxer fired on the drone in the Strait of Hormuz today. The incident comes just about a month after Iran shot down a U.S. drone flying over international airspace in the same area. President Trump says the Iranian government ignored multiple calls to stand down and threatened the safety of the American ship.
The president's attack on Democratic lawmakers escalated at a campaign rally in North Carolina last night, and the crowd joined in. President Trump says he was not happy when the crowd at his campaign rally chanted "Send her back" while he was talking about Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. The president paused for 13 seconds while the crowd chanted.
What I would suggest, you go there, go to North Carolina, and you ask the people why did they say that, but that's what they said. That's what they did.
You'll stop them if they try to do it again.
Well, I didn't like that they did it, and I started speaking very quickly.
It's supposed to be a country where we allow democratic debate and dissent to take place. And so this is not about me. This is about us fighting for what this country truly should be and what it deserves to be.
Omar tweeted a picture of her in Congress saying she's where she belongs and added the president's supporters will have to deal. Congressman Adam Kinzinger said that he was disgusted by the chants, saying they are, quote, ugly, wrong, and would send chills down the spines of our founding fathers. Democrats say they'll introduce legislation to beef up security around some of their colleagues.
Lawmakers grilled the acting Department of Homeland Security Secretary today about the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. Natalie Brand has the latest from Capitol Hill.
These are human beings.
House Democrats blasted acting Homeland Security Secretary Kevin McAleenan over the conditions at migrant detention facilities.
You feel like you're doing a great job, right?
We're doing our level best.
What does that mean when a child is sitting in their own feces?
There's no one defecating in a Mylar blanket.
McAleenan testified that since October, Customs and Border Protection agents have encountered more than 800,000 migrants crossing the southern border, more than half of them families.
The men and women of DHS have served with vigilance and compassion. But make no mistake, the border flows and the custody situation remain beyond crisis levels.
Lawmakers pressed him on the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy that resulted in family separations, including an 8-month-old who was separated from his dad.
Don't we have a tracking system in place?
Sure.
That would have caught that and said, hey, we gotta link these two up. That's a dad like you.
By ICE policy, it is up to that adult to choose whether the child should be repatriated with them.
House Republicans quickly came to McAleenan's defense, blaming Democratic lawmakers for the current crisis at the border.
You take the position in April, ask for resources. A couple weeks later, they deny the resources for 2.5 months. And then when the problem gets so bad, they say, oh, it's your fault.
CBS Evening News anchor Nora O'Donnell got an exclusive look inside a Texas detention center and spoke to McAleenan about the severe overcrowding.
People are uncomfortable because there's too many in small areas. We're going to be able to reduce that.
McAleenan says CBP is working to expand a tent city named Donna to house migrants, but says Congress must act to fix the broken immigration system. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
McAleenan also testified that fewer than 1,000 juveniles have been separated from their parents at the border this fiscal year.
The House passed a bill to raise the minimum wage for the first time in a decade. The Raise the Wage Act would bring the federal minimum wage up gradually from $7.25 to $15 an hour by 2025. After that year, the rate will be indexed to the median hourly wage that is, of all workers. It's not expected to go far in the Republican-controlled Senate. Navy veteran Tom Zerhellen is one step closer to his final goal of walking across the United States.
He's doing that to raise money and awareness to issues like veteran homelessness and mental health. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter was there when he stopped through Beloit today and joins us now from our Rock County Bureau with his message. Adam?
Well, Mark and Susan, it started as just an idea to do something that could raise awareness or attention to some of the issues that our nation's veterans are dealing with all across the country. And since then, it has turned into a national campaign. And Tom Zerhellen walking 22 miles every single day. And he says he does that to commemorate the 22 veterans who commit suicide on average every single day. Now, Zerhellen says he served in the U.S. Navy in the 1990s, but that his eyes were open to the issues vets were facing when he started serving as the commander of his VFW post.
I'm a veteran, but I had no idea how much a lot of veterans need in terms of support, both financially and in mental health issues. So I wanted to do something special for those veterans who kind of fall through the cracks.
His trip started months ago in Portland, Oregon, and made a pit stop at his alma mater of Beloit College today, where he'll spend tonight before heading out on his journey again tomorrow. His final destination is his hometown in New York State, and he says while he's still months and miles away, it's about using each day to spread that awareness as he can. And you'll hear more from him tonight at 6.
What an amazing cause. We wish him all the best. Adam Duxter in Janesville. Thanks, Adam.
Well, fair season is officially in full swing across south central Wisconsin, and starting today, it's Dane County's turn. After last month's shooting at Shake the Lake, security is top of mind for many. The fair is partnering with the Dane County Sheriff's Office and Madison Police to have plenty of officers on the grounds all weekend long. Entertainment-wise, the Love Monkeys take the main stage at 7 o'clock tonight. And as the temperatures spike into the mid-90s with real field temperatures well into the hundreds, organizers say there are many things to see and do, both inside and outside. Tomorrow's Kids Day at the fair. Everybody gets in for just $3 before 3 p.m. A special project in Verona is bringing the community together to restore history and preserve the memory of many who have been forgotten.
Our Madeline O'Neill explains how volunteers are fixing what's considered a past mistake. Maddie?
Well, if you've been through Verona, you might have noticed a small strip of land sandwiched between Gus's Diner and the festival foods being built. You may not know that it's a cemetery where about 440 people were laid to rest. Most buried there were poor, elderly, orphans, veterans or suffering from an illness. It's where those from the Dane County Asylum and the old poorhouse were buried starting in the 1800s. Now, historians say some in this 1917 photo of a community event at the poorhouse likely ended up in the cemetery. In the 1950s, the stones went missing. Later, about 80 were found, and the Verona Area Historical Society is working with volunteers to restore the stones as accurately as possible and set things right.
There's the whole aspect of righting a historical wrong here. These headstones never should have been removed. There was a very casual attitude towards asylum cemeteries back in the day, and that's something we kind of want to fix, because we believe, obviously, as human beings, your final resting place should be a place that's respected.
Saturday was the group's fourth dig day. They first broke ground on their Bringing Their Stones Home project in 2018. The Verona Area Historical Society will be fundraising to build a plaque with all 440 people's names to go up in the cemetery. And coming up at 5, we'll hear from a Verona man who likely knew some of the people that ended up in the cemetery and what this project means to him.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remembering the dead. Maddie, thank you.
Thank you, Maddie.
Still to come at 4, we have a bunch of cool things for you to check out this weekend.
Despite the heat, we'll find out what's happening in the 608 this weekend when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, after killing off the iconic VW Beetle earlier this month, Volkswagen is ending production on 2 more cars.
2019 will be the last model year for production on the VW Golf All-Track and VW Golf Sportwagon. The car maker is doing this in favor of SUVs and crossovers instead, based on consumer trends. 3 new SUV models are expected to be released within the next 24 hours.
24 months? Not hours.
Oh, 24 months. What did it say? Oh, 24 months. Okay, well, it was more exciting than the next 24 hours.
That's a quick roll.
Sorry, that was a typo.
Stocks snapped their losing streak as federal officials hint that the central bank may lower interest rates. The Dow Industrials gained 3 points, closing at 27,222. The NASDAQ Composite was up 22, and the S&P 500 added 10. Well, it is the weekend in the 608.
It's almost here, and filling in once again for Emmy Fink is Madison Magazine's Joel Patnod. Hi, Joel. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Boy, another great Madison tradition is back this weekend.
Yes. We're assuming we're going to have good weather, that the heat wave's going to break for Opera in the Park.
Yeah.
In Garner Park on the west side. This is its 18th year. This is one of those events you have to commit to early. First thing in the morning, you're encouraged to come stake out a spot, put down a blanket so that you can return then at 8 p.m. when the concert starts with your picnic basket and beverages of your choice to enjoy the show. And this is Madison Opera, of course, so they'll be performing familiar pieces, including La Traviata and Funny Girl.
And they do some Broadway stuff, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, a unique production of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet's taking place as well.
Yes, in Lake Kaganza State Park near Stoughton. There's a troupe of 6 actors who have, for the last 5 years, been performing in state parks. They have 18 parks they'll be hitting this summer, and one stop is Lake Kaganza. They will do a free 75-minute version of Romeo and Juliet, but before that, they do a 45-minute workshop. And at this one, they'll be talking about how Shakespeare has, in many ways, written about the natural world and how it is best to see it performed outdoors.
What an interesting idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Speaking of Shakespeare, it's a big weekend for American Players Theater this weekend.
Again, more Shakespeare outdoors.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the 40th anniversary of the American Players Theater. So back in 1979 on a farm just outside of Spring Green, this institution began. It's just beloved, and with new stages and national caliber core company actors, it brings as many as 100,000 audience members and millions of dollars to Spring Green every season. So that success and history is a cause for a party on Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. The event will feature live music by some of the actors and guests, but also a silent auction for APT artifacts and artwork, and maybe best of all, something called Speak the Speech, which is 40 years worth of favorite scenes and monologues read by members of the APT core company, but also audience members are encouraged to sign up and do 5 minutes or less scenes from APT's past. So that should be pretty entertaining.
Should be pretty Sunday.
That is Sunday afternoon.
Weather's supposed to at least break by Sunday, so.
Yeah, it's got to.
Joel, lots going on as usual.
Indeed.
See you next time.
Joel. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Get this month's Madison Magazine for all of the best in the Madison area. And there's more to come at 4, including how some Democratic lawmakers are reacting to security concerns over a popular photo app.
And then coming up tonight at 5, some neighbors on Madison's north side say they're not fans of a proposed affordable housing project. We'll have that story coming up at 5.
Take a look at this. Mark Honeycutt is paragliding over South Korea. He provides his own in-flight snack. Using his cooler as a table, he pulls out a bowl and a box of Lucky Charms for his mid-air treat. With all that wind speed, though, he has a tough time getting a lot of the cereal into the bowl. Next, he pulls out some milk, pours it in, and enjoys a paragliding picnic.
Are we sure that was real? Didn't that look odd?
That was a very messy snack to choose. Yeah, I wonder, he must have had like a GoPro attached to the front of the...
Yeah.
I think somebody else was shooting it.
But where was the other person?
He was paragliding alongside of him.
I'm sticking to my GoPro.
Well, I guess there we go.
Okay, well now here's a story about a chance for you to feel like one of the Brady Bunch.
HGTV kicked off a very Brady contest on its website this week. The network will allow 7 fans of the Brady Bunch to live in the home featured on the program for 1 whole week. The network bought the home in the Studio City neighborhood in LA last year. It then renovated it to match exactly from the show's interior. To enter the contest, you have to submit a video explaining why you should win a week-long stay. Fans have until September 11th to upload their videos.
That would be really fun.
And you're interested in this?
So cool. I did see it online. My dad used to make fun of me and say I was like Marsha Brady. I had long blonde hair a while ago. So maybe we can make a video. We're all blonde enough.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Blonde at 4. All right, so we get a little break in the temperatures today.
Thankfully, those showers today, I know it may have been a little inconvenient early this morning. Had quite a few traffic delays along the Beltline because of the rain, but it did allow our temperatures to not climb nearly as high. Tomorrow, however, with some sunshine, it's going to be very, very, very hot outside. Let's take a closer look at your forecast right after the break.
It's Slumberland's huge.
So you probably heard a little thunder this morning, or at least saw a little lightning peeking through the curtains. Looking at our time lapse this morning from downtown, you could see all of that rain coming through, and then In the afternoon, we started to get a little bit of sunshine before the clouds started to build back in, and that's where we're at right now. A few clouds, but no rain coming through. Those showers breaking almost 2 inches of rainfall for much of western, southwestern Wisconsin. Not as much rain coming through for the eastern edge, but we are looking at a dry few hours. That's good news for your evening. By tomorrow, though, or at least early in the morning, we will have the chance for some showers and thunderstorms sliding through overnight. That radar's calm right now, temperature-wise. Thankfully, it's not as hot as when we were originally forecasting, with the rain holding on a little longer. It didn't allow our temperatures to climb up nearly as much. 84 currently in Madison. The breeze coming from the southwest, and our dew points in the low 70s. So even though it's not as hot, it's still very humid outside. Our next system's kind of slowly moving through the plains. They'll bring a slight chance for showers tonight, and then our main bulk of rain, the big cool down that gets us into Sunday and the start of next week, right off the Pacific Northwest coast right now. We are anxiously going to watch that approach over the next about 48 hours or so, bringing quite a few showers in for Saturday, and then again the cooler air arriving for us late Sunday and for Monday. Temperature-wise, 84 in Madison, but 86 in Dubuque, where we have the clouds. It's a little cooler. No rain down in Iowa today. No cloud coverage right now. So in Iowa City, 95, a 10-degree temperature difference there. And Des Moines at about in the mid-90s as well. Dew points still high throughout the area, again in the 70s. Our shower chances will develop again for tonight and by Friday morning. Friday, though, we're looking at a mostly sunny sky, and it's going to be quite hot outside for Friday. Saturday, we have scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day as a big cold front slides on through, and that is going to bring an additional inch of rainfall for most of southern Wisconsin, with some isolated areas could be seen up to 2 inches of rain, especially areas north of Madison up towards the Dells and Camp Douglas. So heading into Friday morning, most of the rain chance is going to stay north of Dane County, but not ruling out a chance to see some showers drift a little further south. Friday afternoon, temperatures will be in the mid-90s. It's going to be incredibly hot outside and very, very, very humid. By Saturday morning, we're mostly clear, and then in the afternoon, that's when the shower chances are going to slide through. Right now, a lot of models tending to bring those heavier showers to the north, but you can see the strong winds coming in behind this front. As the front passes, we're going to be a little windy, or at least a little breezy by Sunday. Our heat advisory is now going to go into effect for the Mineral Point area heading down into Greene County for this evening and into Friday. Most of us still, though, under that heat advisory, and then again the southwest corner under a heat warning because temperatures will be even higher tomorrow. So we still have alert days also for tonight, Friday, and Saturday. Tonight it's going to be very mild and muggy. By Friday, our heat index readings will be crossing over 100, close to 110 for some areas. And Saturday, we do have the chance to see some very strong thunderstorms Saturday sliding through. Overnight low of about 75. Tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 96 in Madison. Those heat index readings even higher than that. The alert days end on Saturday, and then we head into a much cooler into the week and start to next week. We do have the chance for those showers to linger into Sunday morning, but in the afternoon, Sunday should be just fine. We'll have some sunshine. It'll be closer to 80, and it will be a lot less humid outside for Sunday. The same goes for Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures will stay fairly close to average, if not just a little below for some areas. And it looks like we're going to stay dry for all of next week, which would be quite nice to enjoy the sunshine and the drop in humidity for a full few days.
It looks like a perfect summer stretch.
Yeah, we could just keep that. That would be
Yeah.
great. So we're getting closer to the end of July now, so we're going to end it on a good note, I think.
All right, but watch out tomorrow.
But watch out tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be very hot outside. Again, I know we've been preaching this all week, but if you could take breaks if you have to spend too much time outside, make sure you stay hydrated and check in on folks throughout the day and in the evening especially.
Absolutely. All right, Dana, thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
Well, there are new privacy concerns about a popular app that makes users look older.
Democratic Party leaders are actually calling for an investigation into the Russian-owned Face app over concerns that the app could pose national security and privacy risks.
Lisa Mateo reports from New York.
Face app is one of the week's most downloaded apps, with more than 80 million active users, including celebrities. It uses artificial intelligence to show users how they might look in the future, but technology experts warn you may give up more than you mean to when you upload photos.
The privacy terms that they make you agree to when you join this app are quite extraordinary. They give the Face app a license to use your image in any way they want for as long as they want.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer sent a letter to the FBI and Federal Trade Commission asking for an investigation to see if the app poses a national security risk.
We need to know more about what the heck is going on here.
Created in 2017, FaceApp is based in Russia, but claims the data it collects is not transferred to Russia. It also says most images are deleted from its servers within 48 hours. CBS News contributor and Wired editor-in-chief Nick Thompson says the app does not have access to your entire photo library.
This was one of the misconceptions of FaceApp. So FaceApp will take that picture that you take of yourself, right? If you upload an image to FaceApp, but it won't go through all of your photos, or at least no one has found evidence that they're doing that.
The Democratic National Committee is warning presidential campaigns not to use the popular app for security reasons. But tech experts say it shouldn't be a big concern for most people.
If you were just a regular civilian, you shouldn't worry about it too much more than you worry about, say, Instagram?
App users may want to pay more attention to privacy terms before downloading any app. Lisa Mateo, CBS News, New York.
Boy, everybody has been doing that
80 million people
on social media. FaceApp sends photos to the cloud for processing, and that is where it could potentially be hacked.
Yeah, some apps try to limit exposure by processing on the devices themselves, not in the cloud. That'll age you just thinking about that.
So be careful, be careful.
Well, how does a nice, cool pasta salad sound for dinner?
Nutritionist Donna Weihoffen is here today with some great recipes you're going to want to try. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Here's a live look at the UW campus in Memorial Union. Clouds out there, but kind of sticky. It is too hot to cook, so a hearty salad might be a good call for dinner.
Nutritionist Donna Wyhoffen is here with some summer pasta salad recipes that are Mediterranean diet inspired. Hi, Donna.
They are super healthy, but super good and just great for summer. I'm going to start with pasta. I'm going to do a fruit salad and then a vegetable salad and then a surprise salad.
Okay, great.
Okay, so this is a pasta. These are little, you can choose any kind of pasta you want. And I'll be putting in a variety of fruits. I'm going to put in purple grapes and green grapes. Look at that. Apples. I marinated the apples just a little bit so they wouldn't get dark. Some green onions, so that gives it extra flavor. And then a whole bunch of white meat chicken. I bought a rotisserie chicken, yeah, and put this, toss it with. And this particular dressing has olive oil, rice wine vinegar, sugar, and mustard. So it's a little bit sweet, and I think that goes well with the fruit.
Yeah.
With the fruit. And then at the end, when you serve it, you're going to put in some walnuts. So
You've got every food group in that salad.
Look at this.
That's a lot.
And it's not overwhelmingly pasta, but you know, because that would just kind of, it's kind of boring.
Apples and chicken are such a good
chickens,
combination.
Grapes, and kind of a sweet dressing. You can't, everybody just loves the fact that you eat.
All right.
Okay, now a vegetable one, a Mediterranean vegetable one. I have a different pasta here, and this is a whole wheat one. It's penne pasta, but you can use any pasta of your choice. This one's going to be colorful with tomatoes. And note that I do cut them in half. I think a big tomato, sometimes you eat it and you squeeze it out at your neighbors. And then it's broccoli and asparagus, but I blanch the broccoli and asparagus.
How do you do that?
By blanching, throw it in boiling water for 30 seconds only.
That's it.
30 seconds. If you do it more, it gets mushy. But look at how nice and green this is. If I did it any more, it would be mushy. And then we're just going to stir this up. Doesn't that look Mediterranean?
That looks wonderful.
Beautiful.
And that's going to have a basil dressing. And this again is white wine vinegar and a little olive oil and basil and a little bit of mustard and just a touch of sugar. So this is a little bit more savory. So I'll put this one on and toss it. And you can see, look at how gorgeous
That looks
it is.
beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And you could do your, whatever vegetables you want. You don't have to copy mine. You can create that.
Whatever you like. All right.
My surprise salad is a pea salad. Now, I went to a junior league picnic, and everybody said, who made the pea salad? And they wanted the recipe for the pea salad. So it turns out that it's Cindy Alvarez's recipe.
Oh, wow.
And Cindy says, Barry loves this salad. So this is Barry's favorite summer salad.
UW Athletic Director Barry Alvarez.
Yes,
former
yes.
coach. So this is his favorite thing?
Favorite salad.
What's in it?
I'm sure it's not his favorite thing.
It's delicious.
Well, there's bacon in it. That's the start.
That's it. Yeah, it's frozen peas, and you do not cook the peas. Frozen peas. The dressing is mayonnaise, a little bit of sugar and vinegar, and some celery salt, and celery seeds. And that's about all. And you mix that up. You add bacon. There's red onions and celery in there also.
It is a delicious combination of flavors. I agree, Barry. It's really good. It's
and
really
then
good.
at the end, you can put in peanuts. But don't put that in until you're ready to serve it.
You put the frozen peas in there, or you thaw them out?
No, just frozen and mix it up with the dressing. And when it's thawed out, you can serve it. So
couldn't be easier. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, Cindy doesn't even have to cook.
Yeah, that's great. So all of these salads would be your entree or like a side salad with a protein of some
Well, you
kind?
could do it, but this one, if I had made it an entree, I'd add some salmon.
Oh, that's a good
Wouldn't
idea.
that be good as salmon in it? It could have chicken too, or you could put shrimp in here. And the same one with this one. This is chicken, but it could have shrimp in it. But I'm having guests tonight, and I asked them they prefer the chicken to the shrimp. So I'm gonna serve it. So this is gonna be dinner tonight with this chicken salad, the vegetable salad, a touch of pea salad, and ice cream for dessert.
Oh, there you go.
It's perfect for this kind of weather.
Yeah, it is. It really
You
is.
want something heavy. All the recipes online at channel3000.com.
They are.
All right. Well, have fun. Say hi to
Your
your
guests are in for a good dinner. Thanks, Donna.
Thanks, Adam. See you next time.
Bye.
Do you have a medical question you need answering? Good news. Dr. Zorba Pastor is taking your calls live. Call in now at 270-9933.
Zorba is standing by live at his clinic in Oregon, and we will go to him as soon as we come back after a quick break. So call now.
All the major arteries looking okay right now, 3990, no major delays. And as we look along the Beltline, it's mostly the eastbound side where we're seeing those slowdown spots. On the westbound, right after the exit on ramp from Fish Hatchery Road, you slow down a little bit and then things pick back up the further west you head. Around Middleton, of course, downtown Middleton, things are slowing down a little bit. Wanakee doesn't look too bad right now, but of course, 12 southbound, the closer you get towards Ashton, things slowing down just a little bit. About 27 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline. Sauk City to Middleton will take 17 minutes, and then from Sun Prairie to downtown will be about an 18-minute commute, so a little longer than usual. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. A man was busted in Spain for trying to smuggle illegal drugs on his person. You're probably thinking, what? But where? Well, these photos shared by authorities show the Colombian man tried to sweep a pound of cocaine under the rug. He stuck out like a sore thumb, so the cops wigged out, quickly arrested him. Come on, guy, you had to know there'd be hell to pay.
Oh, that is some good writing there, Mark. Well done. I know, that's funny.
All right, we're taking your calls now for Dr. Zorba Pastor.
If you have a question, the number to call is 270-9933. Let's see. The phones are jammed today. Zorba joins us from his clinic in Oregon. Hi, Zorba. Can we see him?
There he is. Hi, Zorba.
Hi, good to see you guys.
So we got 95-degree temperatures tomorrow. We got to stay hydrated.
That's right. So there are a couple of things. First of all, staying hydrated, very important. Make sure you drink enough water. The other issue is that if you have a medical problem and you're older, make sure you get into air conditioning. Now, many years ago, when Chicago had a heat wave that's similar to this, there were 1,000 people that were affected that needed hospitalization. A number of them actually died because they were older adults who were not in air conditioning. So if you know somebody, a senior citizen, if you don't know if they have air conditioning, find out, and if they don't, make sure they get into air conditioning. Fans, don't do it if you've got congestive heart failure, multiple medical problems. I think that's really part of the take-home. The other take-home is if you're on the soccer field and you're younger and the person is overheated, the best thing to do is not just to splash water on them, but to douse them in water. And that has been shown to save lives. So anybody who's on the soccer field who thinks their kids are overheated, put them in water. Take that cooler that's filled with water and dump them over your child and make sure they get as cold as possible as soon as possible. That's very, very important in this type of weather.
All right. Let's go to the phones. We'll start with Andy in Madison. Hi, Andy.
Yes. I have a question about people having pancreas that are diabetics transplanted onto them, but that there's supposed to be an age cutoff. Why?
Okay, wanted to know if we can transplant a pancreas, but unfortunately we've lost our signal to Zorba. So, why don't we take a quick break, and we'll get your calls right after this.
Right.
Stay on the line.
We'll be right back.
All right, we got Zorba back. It's so hot our truck is dying.
Sorry about that,
Oregon.
everybody, but thanks for staying on the line.
All right, Zorba, can you transplant a pancreas?
Well, I'm not really sure if pancreatic transplants actually are available. I know that they've been in situations which are in research institutions, but I don't actually know if they're transplantable right now. I do know there's some issues there. You can look it up online. I'm actually not that familiar with it.
Okay. All right, let's go to Renee in Madison. Hi, Renee.
Hi. How are you?
Good. What's your question?
Good.
My question is, I'm going through menopause, like really bad. I'm 53. So I know it's been hot outside, but this helps cool me off. I was wondering if this is hurting me in the long run. I take a towel and I wet it like with cold water and lay it across my bed. I have not been using a blanket. I was wondering if that's helping me.
Absolutely. If you're symptomatically helped with it, by all means. What you want to do, especially when you have the hot flashes from menopause, is find something that works for you. Over time, for most women, those hot flashes go away, but for some women, they can continue for years and years. There are prescription drug medications, and you want to use them only when the non-prescription things work, such as what you're doing, or looking at something like a black cohash, which happens to be a supplement that some women says really, really works for the hot flashes of menopause.
All right, very good. Let's go to Judy in DeForest. Hi, Judy. What's your question?
Yes, my question, thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I'd like to know the difference between a total knee replacement and a comfort knee replacement.
Well, there's a partial knee replacement where only one side of the knee is replaced, and that's because the other side is doing really, really well. And there's a total knee replacement. And the real issue is, what does that knee look like on the X-ray and on the MRI scan? And if you don't need a total replacement, if the partial one is going to do, it leaves room for another surgery if you need it later on. And so basically, it's really something that you sit down with the orthopedic surgeon, kind of look at the benefits and the risks, because there are benefits to that partial knee replacement, not as difficult as surgery. On the other hand, you might need another surgery later on. And that's where you and your doctor need to have a very good relationship.
All right, let's go to Jeannie in Verona. Hi, Jeannie. What's your question?
My question is, what causes polymyalgia rheumatica, PMR?
That's a good question, and let me tell you something. Nobody really knows what causes that at all. PMR, we think is a virus. It makes your joints ache all over. You have tremendous weakness. There's a blood test called a sedimentation rate that elevates when you have PMR. The treatment of prednisone, some people need to take it for 3 to 6 months and it works. But what causes it, we do not know. The theory is it's a virus, but right now, if you know the cause, you'll probably get the Nobel Prize.
Is it common, Zorba?
It is really common, yes. We see a lot of people with it, especially if it affects women more than men, especially people over the age of 50. And it comes on suddenly where you almost can't really move because of the weakness. You give prednisone to a certain extent, 10 or 20 milligrams, and often within a day or two, it really improves. And once again, there's a blood test that you take for it that will predict it 90% of the time.
Also, you can tell if you're going to get it.
Well, no, you can tell if you have it. You can't tell if you're actually going to get it, though. Very, very common thing. Very common.
I'd never heard of it.
I never heard of it either. It's very interesting.
All right, well,
I hope you never hear of it.
Stay cool. Good advice for keeping everybody safe for the next couple of days. Thanks, Zorba.
Thanks for rolling with things today, Zorba. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone, for calling in. Speaking of keeping cool, tomorrow and Saturday are the days to watch out for.
I'm glad we are ready to work.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad
Tomorrow afternoon, we're really looking at quite a jump in our temperatures. It's going to be very toasty outside today. Of course, things didn't get quite as hot thanks to that rain early in the morning. But tomorrow, we don't have the rain coming through early in the day. So that's unfortunately not going to allow us or give us the break in the heat. Right now, we're at about 84 in Madison, 86 in Janesville. We have that heat advisory in effect for almost all of southern Wisconsin until Friday night. Excessive heat warning, though, in effect for the southwest corner of the state. Those temperatures just going to climb and dew points even hotter. We also have those alert days for tonight, Friday, and Saturday because of our heat index readings for Friday and Saturday expected to crest 100. And then for Saturday, we're looking at the chance for some thunderstorms in the afternoon. They may help break up the heat, but they could be quite strong for us on Saturday. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. As far as temperatures on Friday, we keep hinting at them. Overnight lows will be in the mid-90s as far as those afternoon highs, or the overnight lows in the mid-70s, afternoon highs in the mid-90s with a lot of sunshine.
And Sunday looks better.
Sunday looks much better for us. This nice cold front slides through, and that leads us into a nice, sunny, very seasonal next week.
Okay, we need it.
We do. We need a little break.
Get rid of this humidity.
Yeah. Scooting on out.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Coming up tomorrow on Live at 4, we'll find out about a new development to improve mental health services in Madison.
And as you see, Michael Bruno goes backstage to check out Janesville Summer School's production of 42nd Street. That's coming up tomorrow. We'll be right back.